All right, today we are diving into an idea that is, well, it's pretty mind-bending. What if our lives aren't just a random series of events? What if our entire existence is a purposeful, challenging, and ultimately transformative test? Let's get into it. So let's just start with a huge question. For a moment, just suspend your disbelief and consider this. What if your life, everything you're experiencing, is actually a highly advanced simulation? A kind of cosmic game, designed with a very specific objective in mind for you, the player.
And that idea, that's the core of what we're digging into today, the 4D Rite of Passage. This theory suggests that our time here on Earth isn't random at all. It's an intentionally difficult journey, a sort of forging fire, designed to prepare our true immortal consciousness for whatever comes next.
Okay, so if we're going to talk about life as a game, you got to know the rules, right? So let's break down the fundamental components of this cosmic test: the avatar you're controlling and the game board you're playing on.
Let's break this down. So on one hand, you've got your vessel. That's your physical 3D body. Think of it as your avatar in this game. But then, the game board itself, that's what the theory calls 4D time. It's that irreversible one-way street of your life from birth to death. And this linear flow, it's not just a clock ticking, it is the very substance of the test.
So here's where it gets really interesting. You've got this central conflict, right? You, an immortal, timeless consciousness, are literally locked inside this temporary, physical machine. You're forced to ride a single, linear timeline that you have no choice but to experience from beginning to end. That constraint, that's the whole point. It's the core mechanic of the game.
Okay, so if this whole thing is a test, then you're probably wondering, why does it have to be so, well, hard? What is the point of all the struggle?
And that is a fantastic question because it completely flips our perspective on its head. In this model, things like making mistakes, failing, even feeling pain, they aren't bugs in the system. No way. They are essential, built-in features of the experience. But why? Simple. Because this is how you level up. According to the source material, this is the basic gameplay loop. You face a challenge, you mess up, you make a mistake, and then you have to live with the fallout, the consequence. And it's through that process that you gain real wisdom. You build that key stat, resilience. It's like the universe's built-in personal trainer, forcing you to grow stronger. And just think about what this quote is really saying. In a world where there's no undo button, every single screw-up becomes a permanent part of your story, a part of your code. It's a data point that forces you to adapt, to change, to get better. Your mistakes, from this point of view, are literally what builds you. So what's the ultimate goal here? What's the main quest? It's all about leveling up your soul. When you experience suffering yourself, and maybe even more importantly, when you see it in other people, it shatters that illusion that we're all separate islands. And when you respond to that pain in others, that's the direct path to developing what this theory calls the high-level attributes, empathy and compassion. That's the whole objective of the game, to bake those qualities deep into your immortal core. All right, so you've played the game, you've gone through the struggles, you've developed these higher attributes. So what's the payoff? What do you get for winning? Well, this is where things get really wild. We're talking about a dimensional upgrade.
So forget any idea of a static, boring heaven or just an endpoint. No. The afterlife in this model is a promotion. It's an upgrade to a whole new level of existence, with a brand new set of rules and abilities. You've passed the 4D Rite of Passage, and now you're ready for the next stage.
So let's just be super clear about what 4D means in this context. It's our reality, right now. It means we're bound to this single linear flow of time. We experience one moment after another in a straight line. We age, and eventually our physical bodies give out. That's the 4D experience in a nutshell. And the upgrade is to what the theory calls 5D. Now, this is a state of being where the rules of time as we know them just dissolve. They don't apply anymore. It's a reality that works on principles that are almost impossible for us to even wrap our heads around from down here. And what's the reward for graduating to 5D? The ultimate prize. True, free will. I mean, just try to imagine this. Being able to see not just the one life you lived, but all the possible lives you could have lived, all at once. You could see every single choice, every crossroads, every potential future. You'd be able to navigate this massive, infinite time tree of your existence. And maybe, just maybe, having learned the lessons of 4D, you'd even gain the power to shape new realities yourself. Okay,
Now, as fascinating and compelling as this whole framework is, it obviously leaves us with some absolutely enormous unanswered cosmic questions. Like, if life is a game, who built it?
I mean, really, who are the developers? The source material is pretty upfront that, from our limited perspective, this is probably unknowable. Are they advanced 5D beings who've already beaten the game? Some kind of super advanced alien civilization? Or something else entirely that our 3D brains just can't compute? The theory doesn't pretend to have that answer.
And that, of course, brings us to maybe the most important question of all. If you can pass this test, that means you can also fail it. So what happens to a consciousness that just doesn't get it? The one that stays cruel, selfish, and never learns the lesson of empathy?
Well, the source lays out a few potential fates for those who don't pass the test. One idea is that you just have to repeat it. You're bound to the cycle of reincarnation, sent back to Earth to try again until you finally learn the lesson. Another possibility is regression, falling back to an even lower state of being. But the most powerful analogy here is becoming like a cracked pot that cannot hold water. Think about that. You go through the entire journey, but you arrive at the end completely empty, having gained nothing of value. It's a wasted trip, forcing you to start over.
And so, we're going to end by turning this entire cosmic idea right back around to you. Let's just say, for a moment, you accept this as a thought experiment. If your life, with all of its amazing highs and crushing lows, all its struggles and triumphs, is the test, then what is it trying to teach you right now? What are you learning?